Have you ever bitten into a seemingly innocent piece of fruit, expecting a healthy boost, only to be met with unexpected fatigue or dizziness? Fruits are often presented as nature's candies, full of vibrant colors, delicious flavors, and essential nutrients. However, as we journey through our golden years, some of these once beloved treats can become a source of hidden dangers, potentially spiking blood sugar, clashing with vital medications, or even placing undue stress on our kidneys. Today, we're diving into 8 fruits that seniors might want to approach with caution, along with some fantastic and safe alternatives to keep you feeling vibrant and energized. Knowing just one of these potential pitfalls could save you from a health scare you never saw coming. Let's get started with number 1. Star fruit. With its vibrant yellow color and distinctive star shape, it's often seen as an exotic and refreshing treat. Imagine yourself strolling through a farmer's market, drawn to its unique appearance and crisp, juicy texture. But what if I told you that this seemingly harmless fruit could be quietly impacting your body, particularly your kidneys? As we age, our kidneys, which act as the body's natural filtration system, often experience a gradual decline in efficiency. This change might not be immediately obvious, perhaps manifesting as increased tiredness, occasional swelling in your ankles or hands, or subtle shifts in bathroom habits. It's easy to dismiss these symptoms as simply part of getting older, but inside, your kidneys are working harder than ever to filter wastes and toxins from your blood. For seniors, this decline can often go unnoticed until it's too late, setting the stage for a potentially dangerous encounter with star fruit. The concerning reality is that many older adults, possibly millions, are living with reduced kidney function without even knowing it. Routine checkups might not always catch it unless specific tests, like a glomerular filtration rate assessment, are requested. And for those with even mildly compromised kidneys, star fruit isn't just a risky choice, it's a potential poison. The culprit is a naturally occurring neurotoxin called caramboxin, unique to star fruit. In younger, healthier individuals with robust kidney function, caramboxin poses little threat. The kidneys filter it out effortlessly, and it exits the body unnoticed. But for seniors whose kidneys are already strained, this toxin doesn't leave so easily. Instead, it accumulates in the bloodstream, creating a toxic buildup that can silently infiltrate the nervous system. The effects can strike with alarming speed and severity. What begins as mild dizziness or a vague sense of unease can quickly escalate into confusion, nausea, and vomiting. In some cases, victims experience muscle tremors or even full-blown seizures. For the most vulnerable, the consequences can be catastrophic: coma, irreversible neurological damage, or even death. Medical journals have documented cases where just one star fruit or a small glass of its juice triggered life-threatening symptoms in seniors with undiagnosed kidney issues. The danger lies in its unpredictability. You might enjoy star fruit for years without incident, only to cross an invisible threshold as your kidney function declines with age. Consider the story of Maria, a 75-year-old retiree from California. Maria enjoyed an active lifestyle, taking daily walks along the beach and tending to her garden. She prided herself on her healthy diet, filled with fresh fruits and vegetables. One day, while visiting a local organic market, she spotted star fruit and decided to try. She loved the tart, refreshing taste and began eating it regularly, unaware that her kidneys had weakened over time due to high blood pressure. Within a few weeks, Maria started experiencing strange symptoms. She felt confused and disoriented, often forgetting where she was or what she was doing. She also developed severe muscle cramps and had trouble sleeping. Her family rushed her to the hospital, where doctors discovered that she was suffering from star fruit toxicity. The caramboxin in the star fruit had overwhelmed her kidneys, causing a buildup of toxins in her brain. Fortunately, Maria received prompt treatment and eventually recovered. However, the experience left her with lasting neurological damage, and she had to undergo extensive rehabilitation. Her story underscores a critical truth: what nourishes us in our younger years can become a liability as we age. Fortunately, safer alternatives abound for those who crave tropical flavors. Asian pears offer a crisp, juicy bite with a subtle sweetness, while dragon fruit delivers an exotic flair. Even mangoes or papayas, when eaten in moderation, provide the vacation vibe without endangering your health. The lesson here is clear: understanding your body's evolving needs is essential. Your kidneys have served you well for decades. Don't put them at unnecessary risk. When it comes to star fruit, the wisest choice is to steer clear entirely. If you're finding this information useful, give us a thumbs up, and to keep getting important updates like this, maybe you'd like to tap that notification bell so you don't miss out. Next up, number 2, grapes. Grapes have long been a cherished part of our diets, often seen as nature's perfect snack. They're small, easy to eat, bursting with sweetness, and require no preparation. Picture a warm afternoon, a handful of cool, plump grapes are all perched on the coffee table during a movie night. For decades, they've been marketed as a wholesome, guilt-free treat packed with antioxidants and vitamins. But for seniors, especially those navigating diabetes, pre-diabetes, or age-related blood sugar sensitivity, these tiny orbs of flavor can be a deceptive trap, hiding risks that outweigh their convenience. Aging brings inevitable shifts in how our bodies handle sugar. Metabolism slows, cells become less responsive to insulin, and the pancreas may struggle to keep blood glucose levels stable. By the time we reach our 60s or 70s, insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes, becomes increasingly common, even in those who have never had blood sugar issues before. For seniors, sudden spikes in glucose aren't just a minor inconvenience. They can accelerate a cascade of health problems, from nerve damage and vision loss to heightened risks of stroke and heart disease. Grapes, despite their innocent reputation, are a surprisingly potent culprit. Their high glycemic index, a measure of how quickly a food raises blood sugar, means they deliver a rapid, intense surge of glucose into the bloodstream. Unlike fruits rich in fiber, like apples or pears, which release sugar gradually, grapes offer little resistance, flooding the system almost instantly. The aftermath is a roller coaster of energy highs and lows. 1 minute, you're buzzing with a fleeting burst of vigor. The next, you're crashing, left sluggish and drained. Over weeks or months, these repeated spikes take a toll. Consider the story of David, a retired accountant who loved snacking on grapes. He would eat them by the handful, believing they were a healthy alternative to sugary sweets. However, over time, David noticed that he was feeling increasingly tired and experiencing frequent headaches. He also started to develop blurry vision. A visit to his doctor revealed that David's blood sugar levels were dangerously high. He was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. His doctor explained that the high sugar content in grapes had contributed to his condition. David was shocked. He had always thought he was making a healthy choice by eating fruit. He learned that while grapes can be a part of a healthy diet, they should be consumed in moderation, especially by those with diabetes or pre-diabetes. His story echoes a broader trend. Seniors often overestimate the safety of fruits like grapes, unaware of how their bodies have changed since their younger years. But blood sugar isn't the only hazard grapes pose for older adults. There are also a surprising choking risk. As we age, the swallowing reflex weakens, saliva production diminishes, and muscle coordination declines, changes that can turn a simple snack into a medical emergency. Grapes, with their smooth, slippery skins and firm, round shape, are perfectly sized to lodge in the windpipe. Does this mean fruit is off the table? Not at all. Safer options can satisfy that craving without the peril. Blueberries and raspberries, for instance, offer a similar sweet top burst but with lower sugar, higher fiber, and a softer texture that's easier to chew and swallow. If grapes are a must, take precautions. Cut them into quarters to reduce choking risks and limit yourself to a small handful, say 10 to 12 grapes, rather than a heaping bowl. Pair them with a protein, like a slice of cheese or a few nuts, to slow the sugar rush. The goal isn't deprivation, it's empowerment to informed choices. Aging gracefully means adapting to your body's new realities, not clinging to habits that no longer serve you. Grapes may be a classic, but for seniors, they're a treat best enjoyed sparingly, if at all. Number 3. Oranges. Oranges have long held a cherished place in the world of nutrition, celebrated as a vibrant symbol of health and vitality. Bursting with vitamin C, they are often touted as a natural booster for the immune system, a go-to remedy for colds and a staple in many households. For countless seniors, the day begins with the ritual of squeezing fresh orange juice or peeling a juicy orange, a habit ingrained from years of hearing about its benefits. The bright citrus scent fills the kitchen, promising energy and wellness. Yet beneath this wholesome reputation lies a hidden downside that many overlook. Oranges, despite their nutritional accolades, can silently impact aging bodies, contributing to digestive woes, dental damage, and even medication mishaps. As we grow older, our bodies undergo subtle but significant changes. The digestive system, in particular, becomes more delicate with time. One key player in this process is the lower esophageal sphincter, a muscular valve that sits between the stomach and the esophagus. In youth, this valve functions like a reliable gatekeeper, keeping stomach contents, especially corrosive acids, where they belong. But with age, the sphincter weakens its grip, loosening just enough to allow stomach acid to creep back up into the esophagus. This backflow, known as acid reflux, brings with it a familiar yet distressing sensation, a burning in the chest, a tightness in the throat, or even a sour taste lingering in the mouth. Oranges, with their naturally high acidity, act like an unwitting accomplice in this process. What seems like a harmless fruit or a refreshing glass of juice can quickly turn into a trigger, amplifying the discomfort of acid reflux and leaving seniors grappling with heartburn or indigestion. For some, the consequences go beyond a fleeting ache. Nighttime reflux, where acid escapes the stomach during sleep, can jolt people awake with a searing throat or persistent cough. Over months or years, this repeated exposure to acid can erode the delicate lining of the esophagus, potentially leading to complications like esophagitis or Barrett's esophagus, a precursor to more serious conditions. The trouble with oranges doesn't stop at digestion. Their acidity poses a stealthy threat to another vulnerable area, the teeth. Aging naturally thins tooth enamel, a hard, protective outer layer that shields against wear and tear. Once this barrier weakens, it's far less equipped to withstand acidic assaults. Oranges, whether eaten whole or sipped as juice, bathe the teeth in citric acid, gradually eroding enamel and leaving them prone to sensitivity, yellowing, and cavities. For seniors already contending with receding gums or decades of dental wear, this can accelerate damage that's costly both financially and in terms of comfort to repair. Then there's the issue of medication interference, a lesser known but critical risk. Oranges and their juice can interact with more than 50 commonly prescribed drugs, a fact that catches many seniors off guard. Medications for blood pressure, cholesterol management, and even certain antidepressants rely on precise absorption to work effectively. Citrus compounds can disrupt this process, either diminishing the drug's potency or amplifying their side effects. So what's the alternative? Fortunately, vitamin C isn't exclusive to citrus. Red bell peppers, with their mild flavor and crunchy texture, deliver even more vitamin C than oranges without the acidic punch. Kiwi also offers a sweet tart option that's gentler on the stomach and teeth. These adjustments aren't about deprivation, they're about preserving digestive peace, dental integrity, and overall wellness as the years unfold. We're only a third of the way through our list, and there's so much more to learn, so make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on the rest of this valuable information. Next, number 4, avocados. Avocados have risen to superstar status in recent years, crowned as a darling of the health food world. With their creamy texture and rich, nutty flavor, they've won over countless fans, seniors included, who see them as a guilt-free indulgence. Packed with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, nutritionists praise their ability to lower bad cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and even support brain health, making them a fixture in modern diets. Yet for all their virtues, avocados harbor a less discussed side that can catch the unwary off guard. When eaten in excess, they can quietly contribute to weight gain, disrupt critical medications, and even spark allergic reactions challenges that hit harder as we age. Aging brings a slow metabolism, a reality that shifts how our bodies handle calories. What once fueled an active lifestyle in our 40s or 50s can now tip the scales in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Avocados, while undeniably nutritious, pack a surprising caloric punch. A single medium avocado clocks in at around 240 calories, roughly equivalent to a full meal for some seniors with lower energy needs. It's easy to see how a daily habit of avocado toast or a generous dollop in a salad could add up. Those extra calories accumulate, leading to gradual weight gain that's often dismissed as just aging, but the impact isn't trivial. Extra pounds strain aging joints, exacerbate arthritis, and burden the cardiovascular system, chipping away at mobility and vitality. Beyond calories, avocados pose another risk tied to their nutrient profile. They are rich in vitamin K, a nutrient essential for blood clotting but one that can spell trouble for seniors and blood thinners like warfarin. There's also a lesser-known quirk. Avocados contain a protein similar to latex, a compound that can trigger reactions in people with latex fruit syndrome. This sensitivity often emerges later in life, catching seniors by surprise. The good news is that healthy fats don't have to come with these pitfalls. A drizzle of olive oil on vegetables or a small handful of almonds or walnuts delivers similar benefits: monounsaturated fats, antioxidants, and flavor without the calorie density or medication risks. Number 5. Watermelon. Watermelon is practically synonymous with summer, a fruit that embodies refreshment and nostalgia. Its vibrant red flesh, dripping with juice, makes it a go-to choice for picnics, barbecues, or simple respite from the heat. For seniors, it's often seen as a double win, a delicious way to stay cool and a natural source of hydration, especially when sipping water all day feels like a chore. With its light, crisp texture and subtle sweetness, it's easy to assume watermelon is one of the safest, healthiest fruits around. But for older adults, this beloved treat can quietly destabilize the body's delicate equilibrium, throwing off fluid levels and blood sugar in ways that lead to surprising and sometimes serious health consequences. Watermelon is over 90% water, which might trick you into thinking it's low in calories or harmless to blood sugar. Yet hidden within that hydrating facade is a hefty dose of natural sugars, about 18 grams in just 2 cups. What's more, watermelon boasts a high glycemic index, a measure of how quickly a food raises blood glucose levels. For seniors managing diabetes, prediabetes, or age-related insulin resistance, this isn't a minor hiccup. The sudden surges can leave you dizzy and disoriented within hours, sap your energy by mid-afternoon, and over time, chip away at your health, damaging nerves, blood vessels, and even your eyesight. The misconception runs deep. Many assume that because watermelon is natural, it's inherently safe, a wholesome alternative to processed desserts. But those 2 cups pack a sugar punch equivalent to a 12-ounce can of soda, with little fiber to slow the impact. But blood sugar is only half the story. Watermelon's high water content, combined with its natural potassium, can also throw off the body's fluid balance, a risk that looms larger for seniors with heart disease, high blood pressure, or weakened kidneys. Hydration is crucial, no question. Yet too much fluid, too quickly, especially from a potassium-rich source like watermelon, could overwhelm an aging system. Kidneys that aren't filtering as efficiently as they did in your 40s might struggle to keep up, while a heart already taxed by hypertension could falter under the strain. The result? Swelling in the legs, hands, or ankles, shortness of breath, and a dangerous uptick in blood pressure or heart workload. Now, number 6 is papaya. Papaya has earned a glowing reputation as a tropical superfood, especially among seniors looking to soothe their stomachs. Its bright orange flesh is packed with papain, a natural enzyme touted for breaking down proteins and easing digestion, perfect, it seems, for those pesky meal bloats or sluggish gut days. For older adults, it's an appealing promise, a fruit that not only tastes good but also feels like it's doing good. Yet beneath this wholesome image lurks a less savoury truth. Papaya can meddle with critical medications, spark allergic reactions, and for some, turn digestion from bad to worse. The biggest red flag is papaya's interference with blood-thinning medications like warfarin, a lifeline for many seniors to prevent strokes, heart attacks, or blood clots. Papain doesn't just digest food, it can amplify the effects of anticoagulants, thinning the blood beyond what's safe. The result is a heightened risk of internal bleeding, spontaneous bruising, or even a dangerous hemorrhage. Seniors on these drugs often follow strict guidelines, avoiding leafy greens or grapefruit, but papaya rarely makes the warning list, slipping under the radar. It's not just blood thinners that the papaya can mess with diabetes medications, altering how insulin or oral hypoglycemics are absorbed, leading to unpredictable blood sugar swings too low 1 hour, too high the next. Medication isn't the only risk. Papaya's proteins can also trigger allergic reactions, a threat that grows with age. Seniors who have eaten it without issue in their 50s might suddenly find themselves sensitive in their 70s, especially if they've got a latex allergy. Papaya shares a protein cousin with latex, and cross-reactivity can spark anything from itchy lips and a scratchy throat to stomach cramps or, in rare cases, breathing trouble severe enough to warrant an ER trip. Then there's the digestive irony. While papain helps some, it can irritate others, especially those with sensitive stomachs or conditions like IBS. Now, number 7, bananas. Bananas have earned a near mythical status as a quintessential fruit, portable, naturally sweet, and gentle on the stomach. Wrapped in their protective yellow jacket, they're a go-to snack for seniors seeking a quick energy boost or a convenient addition to breakfast. With their soft texture and mild flavour, they seem like nature's perfect gift, a wholesome source of potassium, fibre, and vitamins that promise to keep the body humming along smoothly. Yet beneath this unassuming exterior lies a potential hazard that many older adults overlook. For those with aging kidneys, heart conditions, or blood pressure challenges, bananas can quietly transform from a dietary ally into a ticking time bomb, delivering a potassium payload that the body struggles to handle. Potassium is undeniably vital. It's a mineral that keeps muscles contracting, nerves firing, and the heart beating in steady rhythm. In moderation, it's a cornerstone of good health. But as we age, the kidneys, our body's filtration system, begin to lose the edge. Decades of wear and tear reduce their ability to sift excess potassium from the bloodstream, a process that once happened effortlessly. For seniors with undiagnosed or mild kidney disease, a condition that can simmer undetected for years, this slowdown spells trouble. Bananas, packing around 400 to 450 milligrams of potassium per fruit, can push levels beyond what the body can manage. When potassium builds up, a condition called hyperkalemia sets in, and the consequences can range from unsettling to life-threatening. Early signs might include muscle weakness, fatigue, or a vague sense of unease, symptoms easily brushed off as just getting older. But as levels climb, the heart takes notice, its rhythm faltering into irregular beats that can escalate to sudden cardiac arrest in extreme cases. And finally, fruit number 8, pineapple. Pineapple evokes images of sun-soaked beaches and carefree indulgence, a tropical delight that's sweet, juicy, and brimming with vitamin C. For many seniors, it's a refreshing treat, a natural immune booster, or even a folk remedy for digestion, thanks to its reputation as an enzyme-rich fruit. As appealing as pineapple may be, it harbors a double-edged nature that can catch hold of adults off guard. Its intense acidity and potent enzymes can turn this golden fruit from a digestive friend into a foe, triggering acid reflux, stomach irritation, and even medication conflicts that hit harder with age. The trouble starts with the pineapple's pH, which ranks it among the most acidic fruits. Aging weakens the body's defenses against acid reflux. The lower esophageal sphincter, the gatekeeper between stomach and esophagus, loses its tone over time. For seniors, this means stomach acid is more likely to splash upward, bringing heartburn, throat irritation, or a nagging burn in the chest. Pineapple's sharp acidity pours fuel on this fire. A single slice or glass of juice might seem innocuous, but for those prone to reflux, it can spark hours of discomfort. Over time, this isn't just a passing annoyance. Chronic acid exposure can scar the esophagus, raising the stakes for ulcers, erosions, or worse. Then there's bromelain, pineapple's signature enzyme, often hailed as a digestive superhero for breaking down proteins. In theory, it sounds ideal. In practice, it's a wild card. For seniors with sensitive stomachs, already tender from years of wear or medication use, bromelain can overdo its job, irritating the stomach lining and causing bloating, nausea, or cramping. The complications don't end there. Bromelain has blood-thinning properties, which can clash with medications like warfarin or aspirin, common among seniors managing heart disease or inflammation. Too much pineapple might amplify these drugs' effects, leading to bruising, slow clotting, or prolonged bleeding from minor cuts, a subtle danger that's easy to miss. So, as we age, food is more than fuel, it's a thread woven through a lifetime of memories. The fruits we've cherished for decades carry the taste of childhood summers, shared meals around the table, or quiet moments of comfort. Yet, aging rewrites the rules, subtly shifting how our bodies respond to what we eat. Longevity isn't about clinging to the past, it's about evolving with the present. These habits and preferences feel like old friends, hard to question or let go. But it's important to make smart choices that support our bodies so we can keep enjoying our lives to the fullest. Well, there you have it, 8 fruits that might seem harmless but could be quietly impacting your health as you age, and some delicious, safer swaps to keep you feeling your best. Aging well isn't about giving up what you love, it's about making smarter choices that support your body's changing needs. So, what have you learned so far? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with one thing you've learned today and plan to put into practice in your own life. Let's inspire each other. Thanks for watching.